Hey guys, this will be the first installment of The Computer Geek. Today we'll be taking a quick look at the Dell Dimension L500r. This computer is designed to run Windows 98 or Windows NT 4. We're just going to look at some of the aesthetics of the machine, take a look around it, see what it can do, just take an overall look of it. This will be part one of 2 videos. In this video, we'll be just taking a look around of what the machine can do, what's in it, and in part 2, we'll be trying to get Windows Vista installed on it, and I'll explain what I've done to the point where I think I can get Vista installed. I'll go through some of that and see if we can do any of that in part 2. By the way, if you hear anything in the background, try not to pay too much attention to it. It's my little brother's doing whatever. Anyway, I'll just go through pretty much what I've done to it. So, in this video, I'll power it up, I'll tell you about what I've done with it, and then I'll start getting part 2 ready, I guess. So, pretty much what I've done is I've upgraded the processor from a 498 megahertz processor to an 866 megahertz Intel Pentium 3, I believe. And if it's not that, then it's a Celeron. But it's one of the two. But I do know it runs at 866 megahertz. I've upgraded it from 256 megabytes of RAM to 512 megabytes. Now, I actually got this machine completely free at my church. Now, my church was going to just throw it away because they had nothing, they had no uses for it at all. It was just taking up dust, sitting around doing nothing, and the looks of it, it probably hasn't been powered on in probably 10, 15 years until I got my hands on it. I mean, I just recently started messing with it. When I first got it, it had some really bad optical disc problems. I mean, the first time I powered it up, it had a copy of Windows XP on it. I'm really surprised it had that on there just because it had very low specs. I'm so surprised it was able to run Windows XP even. But the optical disc drive was just messed up. It was broken and I couldn't do anything with it. There was just nothing I could do with it. So I took it out of the machine, threw it into a box of my tech stuff. It's just waiting for me to fix it, I guess. There's probably something wrong with the rotators in it or something, or the plastic pieces, I don't know. But I'll take a look at that later. That's for another time. After that, after I took it out, I had another beige CD-ROM drive just laying around, so I went ahead and plopped that in there, and that's how I got a clean copy of Windows XP installed on it. I've been, like I said, I've been messing around with it for the past couple of days and seeing what it can do, and I upgraded it a bunch of times from what it originally had. So I thought that was pretty cool. It took me probably a week and a half just to figure out how the stupid front bezel comes off. It's so weird. This is just it's one of those weird cheap Dells that is very low profile, I guess. It's something that would be affordable in around 1996, which is around the time I believe the system was manufactured. It looks very cheaply made, if you ask me. There's just a lot of cheap doohickeys in this machine. For example, I had pulled a couple cards out of this. One of them being this Ethernet card. Didn't think I would need it because by all means, this thing will never be hooked up to the internet unless we can get Vista or Windows 7 installed on this machine. If we can do that, then I might be able to get away with a little bit of internet browsing, just basic stuff like online forums. That's pretty much it. I'm going to see if I can get away with that, but that's only if we can get Vista installed. man, my VGA cord's messed up now. Jeez. This is just some cheap VGA cord that is pretty much worth nothing. It's a piece of crap. But anyway, it took me about a week and a half just to be able to get this front bezel off, because I couldn't figure out like the weird design that they had going on. In order to get the side panel off, you just pull this lever right here, and the side panel comes right off. Oh, it's coming towards me. I didn't know that. In order to get the front panel off, you just push down this green mechanism right here. It pops right off. I thought that was so weird. As well as the overall design of the machine. It also took me quite some time to figure out the power supply configuration in this system. It's just so weird. Let me throw my light, actually. It's so dark in this room. Everything in this machine is so weird. It's a very compact machine. I'm guessing Dell was trying to save money manufacturing this by trying to make it as small as possible and put not a whole lot of stuff in this machine. That is how this power supply comes out. I thought that was so freaking weird, because every other computer or electronic that I've worked on does not have anything even close to this. I just thought it was absolutely bizarre just to have something like that in this machine. But, yeah, it probably needs to be, like, lubricated or something. That's how that comes out. And, man, I mean, the hard drive in this thing is absolutely terrible. This hard drive in here is making some of the most bizarre noises I've ever heard in my whole life. And, like, my assumption is, I mean, I've worked on computers like this before, and every time I hear weird noises from the hard disk, every single time the hard drive fails in like a week or two. But I'm going to refurbish this machine, and I've pretty much done most of the work. I haven't really, like, I don't think I really need to do a whole lot more to it. But I'm actually going to sell this on eBay for probably $80, I don't know. If you guys want to go check out my eBay page, I mean, I'm going to be posting it in probably, I want to say a week once I'm done with, like, what I need to do with it. As of right now, I'm just going to do some fun tech stuff to it. Like I said, in part 2, I want to see if I can get Vista or Windows 7 installed on this machine. If we can, then I'll actually sell, if it runs well anyway, I will sell it with either Vista or 7 on it. I will go ahead and put this side panel back on and power it up for you. Jeez. It's just, this thing is so weird. I mean, actually, I have none of the feet on this machine. I actually had 2 on here, but it was sitting so weird on a table that I just tore them off. That way it would sit flat, at least. So I'll go ahead and plug this back in for you. Go. Now, believe me or not, this thing, when I power it up, it makes such weird noises. I'm gonna have to do some, like, probably a few more tweaking to this machine before it's ready for me to sell. Go ahead and power my monitor on. we go. We'll power up, do this thing, I guess. Now with the 866 megahertz processor that it has right now, it can actually run Windows XP somewhat decent, but since I haven't powered this on in a little while, it's telling me I have to activate Windows, blah, 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 blah. I can't really do that because I don't want to hook this thing up to the internet. I don't want to have to configure a modem in my freaking bedroom just to do that. And I don't really want to have to spend the money on a Wi-Fi adapter. But there you go. It's booted up. It's done its thing. Check more out about this PC in part 2. This is the Computer Geek signing off.